Okay, Asia, London, and New York session done. Took one trade on NZDUSD in Asia, one trade on EURUSD in London, and one trade on GBPUSD in New York. So Asia session initially did not like anything, but at the start of the new H4 bar, I saw that the previous bar was closing strong in bearish breakout. We have an inside bar here that creates a range. This range continues to exist until there's a breakout bar that closes outside of it. So saw this on the H4, but don't have everything I'm looking for in the quick buy section. So I scanned all the different time frames and saw that we have everything here on the H2. So we have bearish directional bias, momentum time frame has been triggered, previous day low has been triggered, and we're currently in bearish breakout market expansion. And there are ranges here, H2 inside bar that creates a range, but we're outside of that range, so sells are still valid here. There's a range on the weekly as well. These yellow lines are the weekly range high, range low. Last trigger of the weekly range is a fake out of the week range high. So when you fake out one side of the range, I expect price to get down to the opposite side. So lots of bearish confluence here, just waiting for the last bar to fully close in breakout. So once this bar closed officially in breakout, it takes out that range, and then I'm looking for a trend retracement setup as seen on the H2. So in a trend retracement setup, this star icon, I'm looking for bearish directional bias. In this case, we have bearish directional bias, and then I want to see a breakout bar in the H2, which we have. Then I'd like to see price retrace up to that breakout level, fake out the momentum time frame, and then I want to take a trade down to at least the H2 low, but possibly even further than that. So there are really nice moves on USD pairs the day before. On Monday, was looking at EURUSD, but unfortunately could not find any move to get into this one. Did pull back, but not at levels that I was looking at. And so missed this entire move. And if I miss a really strong move, then I'm just looking for the next day a continuation of that move. So had bearish confluence. We had a strong move on Monday. And so I was looking for a continuation down to previous week low. So trend retracement setups, I trade that on the bar. Execution time frame at the bottom there. H2 bars are traded on the M2. So here I am on the M2, last bar of the H2 closed bearish breakout, and I'd like to see price retrace up to that breakout level and fake out the momentum time frame, which is the M30 high right over here. So initially price retraced up, triggered that M30 high, and at this point I'm looking for one of my cycle alignment patterns. So we have a breakout on the H2, and the H2 is in a trend reversal. I trade trend reversals with the breakout pattern. So we have a bearish breakout on the higher time frames, and I'm looking for either a reversal, continuation, or a pullback pattern to take this trade. My favorite ones are reversal patterns because these only happen at swing points, but I don't mind trading these other two. And the one that showed up here is a pullback pattern. So we broke out below M30 low, broke out below a low, and then we got back above the breakout level, and I was looking for a fake out of the M30 high and take the trade on the pullback continuation move. These black text, these are the recommended entries when I'm trading, when I've identified these patterns. So I was looking for price to fake out the high and take that pullback continuation move over here, getting back underneath that breakout level. Very narrow range over here, but I was looking for a move to the previous week low, so I didn't mind taking this trade. But didn't matter because never got below. And once it got above the M30 breakout level as well as the H2 breakout level, then I'm no longer trading a trend retracement setup. Trend retracement setups, I want that setup time frame to be bearish. The price has to be below, but currently we're above. So technically the H2 and M30 are both bullish. So if we have bullish setup time frame and momentum time frames, then I'm looking for a trend pullback setup instead. We have a breakout bar, and then we got above that breakout level, and I don't want to reverse this bullish move unless I get a fake out of the momentum time frame as well as the setup time frame at the top. So at this point, I'm waiting for price to get up to the H2 high and fake that out as well as the momentum time frame. Fake out the momentum time frame about here, right under it. Don't want to take this one because I'd rather get the fake out of the high, but if price got below the M30 breakout level, then I wouldn't mind taking this one. Getting below that M30 tells me that momentum is confirmed bearish, but I don't want to take a trade when it's up here. At this point, it's a breakout reversal, which is mixed bias. So patiently waited for price to come up. Once it triggered this H2 high, was waiting for price to get back under it. And once it got below, then I'm now trading a fake out retracement on the H2. So we have a breakout, fake out the high. Now we're in a fake out retracement. So fake out retracements, I'm looking for different cycle alignment patterns here. I trade the fake out retracement exactly like the breakout reversal. It's a reversal pattern. So I'm looking for one of these patterns, reversals, continuations, or pullbacks. 99% of the time, this is the one that's going to show up. I rarely ever see these ones. I do occasionally will catch that, but the one that I always see 99% of the time is this one. So what I'd like to see is a fake out of the high, and then flipping that breakout level is a false breakout move. So breakout level of the M30 is right here. We've already triggered that M30 high. We haven't got underneath it yet. M30 breakout level is too far. So what I'd like to see is the next M30 to close in bullish breakout, which pushes this up. And that's exactly what happened. Next M30 closed in bullish breakout, which pushes this M30 breakout level up. So the entry is much closer. So what I'd like to see at this point now is I want to see price come up and reject the previous M30 high. Rejecting that high, this is the first sign of a reversal. Reversal is not confirmed until it flips that M30 breakout level. And I definitely want to see that rejection. I want to see price come up and try to make its way up, and I want to see the market reject that move. If I get that rejection, then I have a lot more confidence that the move is done going to the top, and I don't mind. I have a lot more confidence to take the move down. In this case, it did not come up, did not fake out the high. And if I don't get a fake out of the high, then what I'm waiting for is for price to get below the M30 low instead. So if you get below that M30 low, below the breakout level, that's a trend reversal. This one right here, breakout. If we don't get the fake out of the high, I can't take the false breakout move because there's been no rejection. This could just be price fluctuations. I need to get in when price breaks out below the low because that tells me that the M30 is now bearish. So once price closed below this point, I entered my trade. This is a M30 trend reversal, stop loss at the highs, and I'm looking for a move down to the previous week low. So right here, and didn't matter though because it did not get all the way there, but I did exit once price faked out the setup time frame. I think somewhere around here. Right here, price faked out the setup time frame, and then the momentum time frame also flipped bullish as well. So first sign of a reversal and then false breakout is telling me that the M30 has now flipped momentum, and so I don't want to deal with that. I was still quite a bit away, but 4.5R, that's a good trade, so ended up taking my full position out over here. If I didn't take that one, would have still held it, but once we fake out all these ranges here, then 100% I'd be exiting around there. So I did give back. I did leave some on the table here, but happy with the trade management. You never know what's going to happen, so just took that, and that's it. There was a nice move on Monday. I did not see this though because I was looking at EURUSD. I think the only pair that I could have got in on the USD pairs is NZDUSD. Breakout followed by an inside bar. That's a trend continuation setup. Trend continuation, breakout followed by inside. Want to see price come up, fake out the setup time frame, H4 high in this case, and then take it down to at least that fake out level. Inside bar goes all the way down to the low. And so that's what happened. Happened in New York. I do look at NU, but I had seen that move, that really strong move in London, and so was parked at EURUSD. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything there, and I think this was the only one that I when I was looking back, I think this was the only one that was very clear to me. Maybe over here, 1.5R. All right, so that was did not take that trade. This was just a missed trade that didn't see in New York. But once I did my overview and looking at all the trades and saw this one, then I was definitely wanted to take that continuation for yesterday's Asia session. All right, so that was my trade in Asia. London session. said that I missed this one on Monday, saw that move, but I just could not find any entry on the way down on the M2, I think. Could not find any entry. It did not, on a lower time frame, there was some fake outs of highs, but it was just at kind of odd levels. I think there were lots of ranges as well, just did not get up high enough for a lot of these trades. So I just could not find an entry. Kind of a pity. It's one of those really frustrating ones where you know the direction, but you just can't find any entry. Maybe this one. Yeah, I don't know. Just could not find that one. Yeah, and Monday. So yesterday, I was still looking for that continuation move, and starting at London Open, saw a really strong move on the H2 bar. So strong move on H2. This is a trend retracement, looking for price to retrace up to that breakout level, fake out the momentum time frame, take it back down. Did retrace up, but did not flip those breakout levels. So the next bar closed. If I don't see anything at London Open, then I'm looking at the next influx of volume in London, which is at the H4, H2, and H12 bar opens. So usually at London Open, I'm trading some move that I saw in the previous H8 or H4. If I don't get that move here, then I'm waiting for the next volume. Skip that middle hour here and wait until the H4 opens. So did not have any move initially in that first hour. This is the H2 bar, so the first hour closed, didn't have anything, so waited until the H4 bar opened, and H4 bar closed in bearish breakout. Not the best looking breakout bar, but it is technically a breakout bar, and so was looking for a trend retracement setup. Here it got above the H2 breakout level, didn't trigger the H4 high, so wasn't looking for any trend pullbacks here. Very narrow range as well, but once it got below, once it got below the H1 low, this is a counter trend breakout. So this tells me that the momentum time frame has already turned bearish, but it's not confirmed until we get below the breakout level. So once I saw this counter trend breakout, was interested to take a sell, waited until price got below the H1 breakout level, and ended up taking this one. Probably could have had a tighter stop loss, but was happy with this trade. Wanted to take it down. Trend retracements, want to take it all the way down to the H4 low, but there was news at 7:30, and also there was a fake out level over here. And once we're getting a bit too close to news, then I just ended up exiting. So about 1.8R on this one, and that's it. News didn't do anything, I don't think, and so could have held it, but you never know what's going to happen with news. So that was it. So that was the Euro USD trade in London. What was that, 1.8R? And then I took one trade on GU in New York. Last second here. Okay, GU saw the H8 bar close strong in breakout, then was looking for price to retrace on the H8. Never got that. Did get above breakout levels. Triggered the highs over here, but this is already way too late. So did not see any of this. Did not have any entry on the H2, but H8, but did have one on the H2. So I was looking at both these time frames. The H8 closed a bearish breakout, looking for a trend retracement on the M5, and then H2 also closed bearish breakout, was looking for a trend retracement here. So I did find one here. Not the best looking one. Price retrace up. Here's the H2 breakout level, and we faked out the M30 high over here and flipped the M30 breakout level here. Very tight range over here, so technically this should have been the trade down to that H2 low and possibly further than that. Did not. I took this one, and there was nothing. Let me see. There was something that I saw over here. There was just nothing over here that I felt, and so I thought that this could possibly go on further. Had my target at this breakout level, as well as this one. I think I was looking at. And so I did think that this would have possibly gone on even further. Got a little bit greedy on this one and thought that was going to try to hold it for much longer than that. But as you can see, it did not. do that, so I ended up taking a loss on this one. This one over here, not a good trade. I was way too close to those levels. Didn't have any space to go break even, so I ended up taking a loss. Wasn't interested in this move. Didn't flip those breakout levels, and then nothing else in the session, and that's it. Kind of a confusing session. I was almost sure that this would have just continued on, but did not find that continuation, and yeah, ended up taking that loss. Sat through the rest of New York. Did not see anything else. Was also looking at the indices, and then I think I was looking to buy the indices, and then I can't remember what I was looking at exactly, but I had a bullish bias. But once it got below breakout levels, then not looking for any moves here, and so did not take anything on indices. Just in general, just a little bit confusing. Didn't have a good read on it, but luckily just took one loss, and that was it. All right, so that was the trades that I took. NU in Asia session, EU London session, and one loss on GU in New York session.